Helping Seniors Television, all about improving quality of life for seniors. If you're a senior, know a senior, or plan to be a senior, then this show is for you. It's all about helping you develop your own aging plan so you can age actively and with dignity. Helping Seniors Television from the Helping Seniors Network of information, education, and resources. Welcome to Helping Seniors Television. This is the show that's designed to educate, inform, and connect you to resources that can make your aging journey as pleasant and successful as it possibly can be. I'm Kerry Fink with Helping Seniors of Brevard. We're a 100% local to Brevard charity, and we are engaged in the business of helping people make their aging plan. We call it helping them get their ducks in a row to make it a little bit more lighthearted. Our president and founder, Joe Steckler, a retired Navy captain, founded Helping Seniors 15 years ago, and that was after he'd successfully built up Joe's clubs, they call them. It's part of the Brevard Alzheimer's Foundation that he created because he wanted at that time to create some resources for families that were having cognitive challenges. And then even when he retired from that in about 2008, he launched this in 2010 because he said, Kerry, there's more work to be done for seniors. Seniors need the best roadmap on all things aging that's possible and to know where those resources are. So for 15 years, we've operated the county senior information helpline. It's a free call, 321-473-7770. And that connects seniors and their families to resources that will make a difference. And you know, one of the things that we talk about in the aging plan, we've actually broken it out into 7 different steps or 7 different chapters because we want to help you organize how you go about making an aging plan. And the first step, there's so many areas. We talk about things like legal paperwork. We talk about things like getting financial help for your retirement and understanding how to make the best plan financially. We talk about things like living safely at home. We talk about transportation plans, a lot of different areas, but literally the first chapter in your aging plan is health and wellness. And so there's one thing, we are blessed in this country to have some amazing doctors and amazing medical technologies and things, and people are just flat living longer. But there is definitely a move afoot to help people live better longer too. And that's what we're going to explore today with our great friend of Helping Seniors. His name is Dr. Kevin Kilday. He's the president, founder, and dean of Faith College of Natural Health. How are you today, sir?
I'm terrific. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being in the studio. You know, literally the number one building block on your aging plan has to be your health, right? Because you could have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, it's not going to do you much good. And conversely, if you have your health and maybe you need more money or something like that, with your health, it's a tool that you can navigate and find ways to improve the other parts of your life that you want to have better, right?
That's correct. Yeah, my father used to say, you know, you got your health, you got everything.
I really think that's a wise saying. And you know, what I was alluding to as I was doing the opening for the show is that we really do talk about that here where we live. We happen to be on the space coast of Florida. So we're on the, if you're watching this from some other part of the country, I'll say it's where we launch the rockets from. You can find Orlando and go basically straight east, more or less. That's where we are on the Atlantic side. But I do say this a lot. So many people are moving to Florida that we get more seniors every day. So many people are flat living longer, so we get more seniors every day. And so many people are becoming seniors because they're turning 65 or whatever number you want to use every day simply because of what's happening with the boomers and all that. So the question that I really want to get into is that there's different kinds of health care. There is health care where it's kind of medically based. Somebody says, let me talk to you about a knee replacement. Let me talk to you about your heart health. Let me talk to you about different things. And it's kind of medically based. It involves doctors, traditional hospitals, and things like that. But a lot of times it seems, because I know you've been involved in the holistic health scene for many, many years. You've had everything from a holistic health center to being invested in building up the college to just training on this for yourself. But really, when you can get into holistic health, that's really kind of giving you the best health that there is.
Yes, that's correct. You know, the traditional health care of being cared for, by your medical doctor, it is good, but they, a lot of doctors today just lack, good, nutritional education, and it's no fault of their own. The industry is changing a little bit. They are starting to address, nutrition more and more, and there's a lot more, functional doctors, out there now. By functional meaning they practice integrative medicine, where they have their own traditional medicine, but they also believe in holistic healthcare also, and combining the two. That's where you get the word integrative.
I was just going to make that point because you and I were both at a seminar this morning. It was part of the Helping Seniors Wellness series that happens here on a regular basis at Joe's Senior Resource Center, which is where we are broadcasting from. And, it was actually a talk about senior mental health. And we had somebody who was very much an expert in the things that seniors can run into mental health wise, talking about things like depression and things like that. And I was so happy to hear the conversation came up. It came up with a question from the audience that was asking, like, okay, I know you can write prescriptions for certain drugs. I know that you're going to maybe prescribe certain things like, I don't know, meditation or prayer or yoga or different things like that. But they asked the question about, does it always have to be a prescription pill, or are there some other choices? And very much to their credit, the person that was giving the talk said, no, we can do, and he used that term, integrative medicine. And that's where you're putting the best of all worlds together. Am I saying that right?
Yes, that's correct. That person that spoke this morning, I had, a talk with her like after the event ended, and she's very, well educated. She's a licensed nurse practitioner, and she's, delving into an area that's not really addressed that much today. I mean, number one, she's helping seniors out exclusively.
Yeah.
Doing home visits, which is really not heard of these days.
Yes.
And they also practice integrative medicine, where they not only just break out the prescription pad, that they want to address the holistic approach also. With either physically, or mentally. I mean, today. And I'm glad to see it that today, and I just got done, writing an article about the holistic approach to mental health, and the spiritual part of it, and the articles about about the Bible and about different verses in there that can help people with anxiety and depression and stuff. But those conditions are also well treated, and well researched with documented clinical studies of using supplements to address those issues.
Yes.
So and without all the serious side effects that that some prescriptions can cause.
Well, this was the point I wanted to ask you about, because for years you operated the Holistic Health Center, and your whole background career-wise and your expertise falls into like addiction recovery and things like that. And we've talked along the way that you have helped people find holistic approaches to that. You've helped them find holistic approaches to cancer therapies. You've helped them find holistic approaches to pain relief and things like that, rather than taking some kind of an opioid or something like that. You're helping them find paths that are going to be a little bit better for them that way. And so I wanted to ask you, you created the Faith College of Natural Health, which is not a new concept. It's something you've been working on for many years, but it's actually now fully up and functioning as an online school, fully accredited, and people can really begin their own journey to learn some of the things that you have been able to unlock through your years of studies.
Right. And that was my whole concept. I just, I stepped back and I said, how can I share what I have learned? And then I sat down and I reviewed, books in my personal library and all the courses I took. and I came up with a plan, and the plan was to offer an affordable college that specializes in natural health, and that's what I did, and we're offering. And really anybody with no experience whatsoever, can start out, our college, and we have it set up on a monthly payment type plan, and our college is, it's quite different from a traditional, college. Like, to go full time in our college, you can take up to 5 courses at a time, whereas traditional colleges really prefer that you just take up to 4. But I guess some colleges, if you're willing to pay for it,
Yeah.
you can take 5. But but our college, we allow 5 as a standard practice, and we also charge monthly also. Like you can start at our college for as low as $69 a month.
Yeah.
And that and you can get certified as our lowest certification is what you call a natural health advocate.
Uh-huh.
All right, and that just consists of just taking 5 courses. All right, and that is $69 a month. And depending on the person, how disciplined they are, what kind of learner they are, and it's set up. The courses are set up. If you want to just follow the structure of the course, it's set up as a 12-week course. All right, but I've seen students get it done in 6 weeks.
Sure.
So and it just. If you do it, within 6 weeks, you only end up paying like a month and a half tuition. So you're ahead of the game.
That was a point that I love how you brought this whole concept together. Faith College of Natural Health was designed so that everybody could take advantage of it. And, you're probably, if you're concerned with your health, you could end up easily spending $100 a month just buying different supplements and things like that, because somebody told you to. But what a better way to go at it is if you could gain the knowledge yourself. People love to do stuff. They love to continue their own education. But here's something that could really be maybe even beneficial in extending your own life, right? Because as you learn these principles and you understand what makes holistic health work, you're going to be in much better shape to not only help maximize your own situation, but those people that you love and care for too.
Exactly. I mean, you can, if you're a parent, you can learn these things to help not only yourself, but your significant other and your children.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're, a caregiver, an adult taking care of your aging parents, then you can be educated to help your aging parents.
Yeah.
And pass it along. That's what I believe in. Just pass it along. Help friends and associates, and say, if anybody, a friend of yours comes to you and you just say, "Boy, I got this, this nagging GERD or depression or whatever," and you'll be able to say, "Well, I just took a course on that. Maybe I can help you out with that a little bit and make some suggestions."
Well, it's not only that, because there's another aspect to this, because I was thinking most of us, we want to put something off until we feel like we can devote a big block of time to it. Like, I want to be a full-time student, or maybe I can't be a full-time student. But I love what you did with the college, because you set it up in a way that people can approach it at whatever level, time-wise and commitment-wise, that they can manage, because it's so cost affordable that if you can only do a little bit of work from time to time, it's not going to break the bank. When you talk about what college level material would cost, and normally it's done in, by credit hour and things like that. And depending on the college, those numbers can go really high. But what you've done is you've made this very, very affordable and available. And so if somebody says, "I'm going to go lickety split, I'm going to devote myself to this, I'm going to move through this material at the fastest clip that I can master it," then that's available. And then you can really save, not only because the savings are already there, but you're going to be able to save because you're going to be able to move through all the material at your own pace. But then even if you say, well, I can only devote a few hours a week because it's self-paced, right? By being online, it's still very affordable.
Exactly. It's it's self-paced, meaning you can set your own schedule. We're very flexible. Online, you can do it at any time, day or night. Mm-hmm. I'll give you an example. Like I have a couple of adult children that have gone back to to college, and for one course at the local community college, just for one course, I believe they're up to like, I don't know, $125 a credit hour or something like that, So the cost of the course just itself was about $375 or whatever it was. And then they have the cost of the textbook.
Yes.
And the textbook can range from like, $100 to $300. And my one daughter told me, says, yeah, Dad, it cost me close to $500 just to take one course.
Unbelievable. And here we're talking about being able to attend a college for a simple low monthly fee that you can move as fast or as take as much time as you need to get through the courses at your own pace, and very, very cost effective. And you have accreditations too, right?
Yes. Yeah. And one other thing before I forget, is around the cost of the monthly payment. The only additional cost is purchasing a book for our course. And I made it so that I took a majority of them are all in the top 100 of health books of selling for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I made a point of always picking books that are available in paperback that are no more than $25.
Wow. So not only the cost of the courses is really, I would almost say, minimal because again, I would say you could almost go and buy a couple of supplements and be spending that kind of money every month. And of course, the supplements, then you're going to have to replace, but the knowledge you're going to carry with you as it becomes part of you, you're going to carry that along. So for that amount of money, and then just a really what I would call a very nominal textbook, you're going to be really getting a college level material. So let's go back to
and they're all available through Amazon. Yeah. I mean, new or used. I've seen them as low as $10.
Yeah.
So they're available at Amazon and Barnes and Noble and those type of stores.
And let's talk about let's go forward and talk a little bit about the accreditations that you have, because you did make sure that you found accreditations that were appropriate for this kind of a degree.
Yes. The accreditation, it's one question I always get asked all the time: is your college accredited? Okay, and we have what I call private accreditations. Okay, I'm the first one to admit is like, no, we're not accredited by what they call the national regional accreditation boards, because the cost prohibitive. You're talking a couple $100,000.
It would change the whole dynamics of what it costs to attend the college.
Exactly.
Of course.
However, we have very legit associations and organizations that have been around for a long time that we are associated with and accredited by. Okay, number one is the American Association of Christian Therapists. Okay, and once you complete some of our courses and get even as some certifications, you can go to them and they offer some private licensure, on a faith-based basis that you can use to to set up your own type of business. It'd be a faith-based type of thing, and they're very good. They've been around for a long time, and they not only have a Christian counselor, but they have domestic violence counselors. They have just all types of licensure in those categories.
Yeah.
So that's one. we're also accredited by an organization called the Worldwide Accreditation Commission of Religious Institutions. Again, they've been around for many, many years. I've been affiliated with them. 'Cause this is actually my second college. My first college was Christian Faith University,
Right.
Which is we're working on that and bringing that back. But right now, I had to take a back seat because we were so busy with this one.
Sure.
And so they're based up in Virginia. They've been around for a long time. They accredit like over 300 colleges nationwide, and so we're fully accredited by them. A couple of other ones we just recently ended up at one, and I apologize. I have to get the exact name correct because it just went. We just got a full accreditation by them the last month, and they're called the Accreditation Council of Holistic Healers.
Oh, wow!
All right, and they are a wonderful organization. They've been around since 2005, so they've been around for 20 years, and they just we're an accredited school under their umbrella now, and they have all types of natural healers that they accredit also on an individual basis.
Oh, wow.
That they have Christian counselors, they have Reiki practitioners, they have yoga instructors, they have all the alternative medicine modalities. They license and accredit.
Right.
So I'm very glad to be aligned with them. And there's also another one that is called Guardian Ecclesiastical Holistic Association. Now they're just like very similar to American Association of Christian Therapists, where after completing some of our courses, the certification courses, that's where it starts. But any degrees or any any upper degrees, they will also help you. But they offer actually a ministerial license, okay, which and they're located in Florida. Their association is in Florida, so they're very familiar with the with the laws under the state of Florida. Sure. about practicing faith-based companies, like churches and Christian counselors. Again, the whole gamut of faith-based stuff. And what's good about them is they protect you legally if you go into your own private practice.
Right.
They require you to register any clients that you may have, with their organization, so you're operating under their licensure.
Sure.
Okay, so it's a very good company, and again, we're an approved. We're not accredited by them, but we're. Any one of our graduates can go there, and they're already pre-approved to approach them and apply for their licensure.
Interesting. Well, one of the things is you have a great website. It's called Faith College of naturalhealth.com.
Right. You can type that one in, or the short version is F as in Frank, C as in Charlie, N as in Nancy, H as in Harry, and then EDU, as in education, and then .com. So FCNHEDU.com.
And I would really encourage you, if you have an interest in the things that we've been talking about, to take a look at that website, because there's a lot of good information in there just to help you get and start to plan out your holistic health education journey there.
Yes. And, we're, I've only mentioned a couple of the certificates, but we also offer an associate's degree. But we offer college degrees from associates all the way up to doctorate.
Yeah.
Okay. And some of the degrees that we offer is like an associate degree either in holistic health or alternative health. I mean, you can major in one and minor in the other, and they're reversible. Okay. A bachelor's degree in functional health or integrative health. Again, a major, minor, and they're reversible. And, a master's degree in health and wellness, or preventive health is one. And then and our doctorate degree is just straightforward natural health.
Wow. Well, Dr. Kevin Kilday with Faith College of Natural Health, we've just got a few moments left, but I want to make sure that if somebody's interested in the college, they should visit the website. Is that the correct next step?
Yes, that's the best thing to do is to go to the website. There's a little form to fill out, and and I will get that that email that you're interested in going to the college. And but you don't even need my input. I mean, what also was good that I didn't mention, we give college credit for life experience, or if you're a civil servant, a police officer, a fireman, EMT, a nurse, a doctor, whatever, we automatically give you 15 college credits just for being a civil servant.
Well, you got to check it out, faithcollegeofnaturalhealth.com. That's the time we have today. Dr. Kevin Kilday, thank you for joining us to share on the college. We'll see you next time on Helping Seniors TV.
I'm Joe Steckler. Thank you for joining our program today. I'd like to remind you that our senior information line is available to you at 321-473-7770. There you can get help and direction that could be helpful for your specific situation or circumstances. The work of helping seniors is very important, but we can't do it alone. That is why our sponsors here in Brevard County are so important. I'd like to thank our many area sponsors, businesses, and medical providers who support the mission of helping seniors that help us carry the cost of our media efforts. If you'd like to join us either as a business partner or simply donate as an individual, we welcome your call at 321-473-7770. You are always welcome to visit our website at www.helpingseniorsofbrevard.org. Thanks so much for your help. It does make a difference.